Hey guys, new video. This one's going to be an E3 discussion video. Obviously, we have E3 coming in the next, I think it's next week now, at the time of the recording this video. And that's always an exciting time of the year for me. I just love watching all the press conferences, seeing all the games on the show floor. It's arguably the most exciting part of the year every year in terms of games and the gaming industry in general. There's always at least one announcement every year that I get excited about. And this video is just kind of discussing, what I want to see this E3, what I expect to see. If this E3 could be disappointing, or if it could end up being one of the best E3s. Now, Ubisoft and EA always have their press conferences, right? And I always watch them, and I always end up like not enjoying them. It's come to the point where honestly, I don't think I could ever really care about anything EA or Ubisoft publishes, and it's the same every year. I watch their press conferences, and nothing interests me. And I think that's gonna be the same this year. But knowing me, I'll just watch them anyways, and then be disappointed by the end of them. With EA's, I mean, what are they? I mean, there's that new Battlefield game which I don't really care about. What else could they announce? I guess maybe Dragon Age 3. They'll show off more of that, but I mean, I don't know. Sometimes they'll publish a game I'm interested in, but most of the time, not really. And of course, EA. I mean, it's pretty hard to like EA as a publisher. Ubisoft again. What, a new Assassin's Creed we'll get? Maybe, I don't know if a Watchdog. No, I don't know. Ubisoft and EA, whatever. Not too thrilled about watching those press conferences. It's the big three. I know usually E3 you've got the show floor stuff, right, where like different websites will cover the show floor and the playable games, but most of the time those are games we've already heard about. To me, it's always the press conferences that are the most exciting part. But at the same time, they're really weird sometimes too. Because they're live, and some of the crazy shit that happens in them is weird. Like I always go back to the Konami 2010 press conference or something with 99 Nights 2, and there's just so many quotable moments from that press conference. I remember watching it live and it was just blown away. But that was a train wreck of the best kind. I just love those kind of moments, of the famous $599 the PS3, and giant enemy crab, and just all these different things that come out of these press conferences. It's great to. I hope maybe this year we'll have some of those crazy meme type moments. But let's start with Microsoft, because I don't know. I don't consider myself a fanboy of any particular company or console. I usually have my favorite every generation, and that's it. I don't want Microsoft to fail. I don't want any company to really fail. But the Xbox One, I mean, it's not selling incredibly well. I mean, obviously you see them in stores constantly, and they've had to do the connectless Xbox One and then drop down the price. But for me, it's just there's no games on that system I want. As far as exclusives go. I mean, it's getting Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 15, but the PS4 is getting those as well. I'd much rather get a PS4. So in terms of their conference, I mean, apparently there's rumors of a Platinum Games game that's going to be exclusive to Xbox One. Depending on what that is, maybe it's Vanquish 2. Who knows? That could get me to get an Xbox One. Again, Microsoft has to impress me quite a bit with this press conference, because they're going to try to they got to sell me on the Xbox One, and right now it's just I have no interest whatsoever. And I mean, obviously Halo 5 is going to be announced. Well, it's already been announced, but more is going to be shown on that game. That's not going to get me to get an Xbox One. I'm kind of done with Halo, to be honest. So there's that. Halo 2 Anniversary is apparently going to be a thing, or at least there's rumors of that happening. Again, I don't really care. Halo 2 has actually always been my least favorite Halo. Sunset Overdrive, they've shown that off before, which Insomniac Games, and that game actually looks pretty interesting. A really neat like color palette with that game, like a really interesting world. It looks a lot of fun too, like a lot of fun. That's a game I would actually play. Has it? Does it? Is it sold me on getting an Xbox One? Definitely not. Again, they'd have to, like, for me. It's like I need RPGs, right? I mean, the system's got to have RPGs, and we're just not seeing any on the Xbox One. I think this will be a better year for Microsoft than last year, and they're already kind of on a better, like, they're doing a lot of backtracking, which I always hate, but at least they're kind of trying to fix their mistakes here with the Xbox One. But what else to expect from them? I don't know. Hopefully they can surprise us. Another game is Quantum Break, Remedy's Quantum Break. Again, that game looks really interesting. I'm always interested in what Remedy does, but that's also going to be on the PC, so I can play it there. So yeah, their press conference is going to be interesting. I don't know. It's either going to be, I don't know. It all depends on the surprises there. But I'm definitely not looking forward to it as much as Sony's and Nintendo's. And with that, let's talk about Sony's. As far as exclusives go, Uncharted 4 will obviously be there. I could care less. I've never been an Uncharted guy, so I just don't see how that's going to improve at all. It's going to be the same thing. Like, I guess this is just me being negative. I don't know. I don't see how that would be a big improvement over Uncharted 3. It will look better. That's about it. I mean, I don't see how they do any gameplay improvements. Last of Us Remastered is going to be there, of course, which I could go on a rant about this. The whole, I don't know, this next gen remaster business. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, The Last of Us is a great game, but I don't think updated graphics would get me to play it again. I mean, I guess I'm speaking for myself here, but I don't see the value in all these remasters. I mean, I guess it's good for people that haven't played these games, but Tomb Raider and Last of Us, most people have played these games. And then, of course, we're getting, the Halo 2 remaster, and it's just, I don't know. Well, Halo 2's an older game. That's a bit better, but I mean, these, like, previous gen remasters, I mean, these games didn't come out that long ago, and it's just updated graphics for the most part. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about these remasters. I think that there's too many of them at this point. There's probably for the Sony conference, God of War again. Like, it's I don't think I'll care about that. I guess with this E3, what I want to see is surprises and new IPs. New IPs are always what interest me the most. And the typical Sony exclusives aren't gonna really do it for me. The Last Guardian. Will The Last Guardian show up at Sony's press conference? I don't know, man. A lot of people are saying, it's hopeless to expect that, but you know what? I'm actually going to say that there's a good chance we see it this year. I think I might have said that last year, but I mean, I think this might be the year we see The Last Guardian. Of course, I'm excited for it, even though I actually wasn't able to get into Shadow of the Colossus and Ico, but I do want to try them at least once more. But The Last Guardian definitely has always looked intriguing to me, and hopefully this is the time that they show that off, or announce a release date or something with that game. We got to see more on that. But yeah, other than that, I mean, okay, Sony's conference is the most exciting for me because of one particular game, and probably a lot of you have called this out for me and my tastes, and that's Project Beast. Gameplay was leaked of this not too long ago, the new Souls game, or maybe a lot of rumors are flying around that it's either like it might be a Shadow Tower game, or it could be a Demon's Souls successor and a PS4 exclusive. The gameplay they've shown, it almost has like a Van Helsing type vibe, very dark. Looks a lot darker than previous Souls games, and the Souls games are already dark as they are. Miyazaki is probably directing this one, so there's a lot of hype there. And the short, 20 seconds of gameplay they've shown, it looks fucking amazing. Like, visually, it's stunning. You've got a shotgun, which is interesting, which I've heard some people say that could, maybe take, replace the shield. Which that would be kind of interesting. I don't know. Again, we don't know anything about this game, and I think E3, It's a shame that that was leaked, but it's only part of a trailer. From at least it looks like a trailer. So I think Sony's conference, we're going to get the trailer for that, maybe some info on it, a release date, and that to me is the most exciting thing about E3, this E3 period. Just having that trailer shown off at E3 will make this E3 be one of the best for me. Because, of course, I'm just such a huge Souls fan, and to get another one is excellent. I'm hoping, though, that it will be quite a bit different, but at the same time, keep some aspects of the Souls games, but, maybe change up the formula in some interesting ways, which, with Miyazaki at the helm, I think will definitely, this game will be amazing, and I'm definitely excited to see more on it. Other than that, maybe David Cage will show off some other game. I wasn't really big on Beyond Two Souls. I actually didn't really care for it that much. I did like Heavy Rain, unlike a lot of people. A lot of people seem to really hate Heavy Rain. I don't know. I think he makes interesting games, if you can call them games. And I'm always interested to see what he has to come up with. Guerrilla Games, the makers of Killzone, the Killzone games, apparently they're working on an RPG, and maybe that's going to be shown off here. Which is cool. I mean, I hate the Killzone games, but an RPG is always good. Hopefully they show off some new Vita games. That is actually another exciting thing about Sony's conference. Hopefully a lot of Vita games there. I just mainly want surprises from their E3. Just not a bunch of sequels, although I'm sure we'll get that. If it's a bunch of sequels and remasters, I'll be kind of disappointed. But at the same time, Project Beast, the chances of that being there are pretty high. And that alone makes me excited enough for Sony's conference. And then, of course, finally, Nintendo, which I'm almost equally as excited for. Nintendo's conferences are always exciting, although they're not doing a press conference. They're doing like an online video of some kind, like an online media event or something. So there's a lot of rumors with Nintendo. Nothing's obviously confirmed, which I think the biggest surprises might come from Nintendo. Obviously, a new Zelda for the Wii U is a given, I would think, that they'd show off that, and that's, of course, always going to be exciting. I hope for this one they go with, I don't know, I don't know what to expect from this new Zelda. I mean, Skyward Sword, I had my disappointments with that. Maybe they'll learn from A Link Between Worlds, no more hand-holding, very open-ended game design. I hope they really change things up with this new Zelda, but I'm definitely looking forward to that. Rumors, of course, are circulating for a new Metroid. The question, though, is will it be a Wii U Metroid, like a Metroid Prime from Retro Studios, or like a 3DS Metroid, which is what I'm hoping for, because I couldn't really get into the Metroid Prime games, but I do want to play them. I do want to try them again, because I feel like I'm missing something there with those Prime games, but I want a 3DS Metroid, like in the style of Super Metroid, like 3D, but, 2D side-scrolling. That would be really exciting. Will there be a Star Fox game, an F-Zero game? I don't know. It's always hard to say with Nintendo. They're good at keeping things under wraps, for sure. X, I hope we see more of X. I really want to see more of that game. I mean, maybe a release date or something. I mean, it's looking pretty far along in development. I would expect a 2015 release, I'm pretty sure. They could surprise us with a 2014 release, but who knows there. Shin Megami Tensei Fire Emblem. Why haven't they shown more of this game? It's really bugging me. I really want to see more on this. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Maybe some other surprises on the Wii U. Obviously, this is going to be a big... E3 is going to be big for Smash Brothers. They've got that tournament going on. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing if they have any more information on that. Although we know so much about Smash Brothers at this point, but I'm definitely looking forward to that. Smash Brothers on the Wii U. I'm actually not getting the 3DS version. I'm probably just going to get the Wii U and wait that 6 months after the 3DS version. But yeah, I guess there's not really much more to say with Nintendo. I mean, it's like I said, it's always hard to know what they're going to do. I'm just hoping for a good amount of new 3DS and Wii U games. In terms of I mean, everyone wants an F-Zero. I would like an F-Zero. I think the newer F-Zero games have been better than the older ones. F-Zero GX was great, I thought, but maybe maybe we'll get some interesting third party games. I doubt it. Um, Again, it's it's up in the air with Nintendo's press conference. It could end up being the best one. They could knock it out of the park with some huge surprises. But I gotta say, a 3DS Metroid would probably be the most exciting thing. Um, you know, yeah, I gotta say, I'm definitely looking forward to Nintendo's. But yeah, that about covers it. I didn't want to talk too long about E3. Again, I'll be doing videos covering uh, the press conferences and what I thought of them when when E3 has started, like what I did last year. Although I think I only did like talked about like Nintendo's maybe. I don't know. I already don't remember what E3 related videos I did last year. But anyways, what do you guys want to see this E3? I know I didn't really see what I talk about what I want to see because I surprises are good for me. You know, it's like I prefer surprises and new IPs more than like sequels. So it's all about that surprise factor. Surprise me, wow me, and I'll be happy. But yeah, what do you guys want to see? Are you like me, just want a bunch of surprises? Or what has kind of been announced or leaked so far that you're looking forward to? I mean, it is kind of, like I said before, it's kind of a shame Project Beast was leaked because if that was none of that leaked and they like showed that off like as the final game at their press conference, like my mind would have been blown. I would have been just like, oh, fuck yes. But anyways, that will do it, guys. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.